Here, it is that time of the week when I do my Once Upon a Time recap. So, to recap on tonight's episode, this episode was called The Brothers Jones, and obviously you could tell by the title that it was going to be a Hook-centric episode. Basically, we got to see a lot of Hook flashbacks of him and his brother Liam. That we find out they worked for Captain Silver, and Hook was a drunk, and Liam had these dreams to work for the King's Navy, but he didn't want to leave his brother behind on Captain Silver's ship. So apparently Hades visited Liam in the past because I guess he wanted the cargo that was on board. In exchange, he would spare Liam and Hook, and he would also give him the Eye of the Storm, I believe it's called, this blue diamond, and if Killian were to give that to the king, then he'd give him anything he wanted. And sure enough, Liam took Hades' deal, and the whole ship sank, and when they washed up on the island, the King's Navy finds them, and they show him the Eye of the Storm, and he offers him a role on the ship, and Liam's made out to be this hero. And it turns out he is not a hero. We see Liam in Underbrook, and Regina's words, he's very self-righteous. And Killian worships Liam, and he doesn't know that he made the deal that everybody on board the ship would die. And Emma can sense something's off with him, and apparently in Underbrook, Hades makes a deal with Liam that apparently he tells Liam that he has to destroy these pages in the storybook that tells about Hades' story, and if he doesn't do it, then Hades will tell Hades will tell Killian about what Liam did. So the reason why they're finding this book has to do with Henry. Henry is like kind of sick of being on the sidelines, and Cruella wants to go back up to Storybrooke, and they're looking for the author's. He's looking for the author's pen so he can make Cruella come alive again. But the sorcerer visits him and says his unfinished business is Henry, and his decision will determine if the sorcerer can move on to a better place. And you see Henry joining them to go look for the storybook that we see in Storybook. Yeah, the storybook that we see in Storybook is in Underbrook. So Henry joins them to look for it in the sorcerer's house, and he's very mad when Emma says that he has to stay behind and be the lookout. And Emma and everyone split up to go search for the book, and sure enough, Liam finds it, and he tears out the pages, and he actually throws them in a well so nobody can find out about it. But Liam's pretty smart, and she calls him out on it, and Killian is in disbelief because he thinks his brother's this big hero, and she's telling him to look at his hands, and he wouldn't at first, but eventually he does, and he sees ink on his hands from the storybook, and we see that all the people who perished on the ship were coming. It looked like they're gonna beat up Liam and Killian. I mean, I don't know why they'd beat up Killian because it's not his fault, but they take him to the place where Henry Sr. went on to a better place, and sure enough, you see Hades there, and he was gonna punish Killian because he escaped from his prison, and Liam decides to sacrifice himself to save Killian. So you see Killian tried to save Liam, like holding on, and Liam says, "No, I can't," and he falls down, and I literally thought he was going to burn in hell, but all of a sudden you see this bright white light, and Hades is like taken back saying, "No, like I'm wondering why he was, because that's happened before. But it kind of, I don't know. There's just something about this episode because in that moment Liam was just suddenly forgiven. And even the angry mob that was coming after him went on the ship with him, and all is forgiven now. I mean, I'm glad the people that perished on the ship get to go to a better place, but Liam's just forgiven like that, like nothing happened. So I'm very surprised by that. Um, it was kind of, I don't know, it was kind of disappointing. I think this was one of the um, worst episodes of the season, in my opinion. The only thing that made it really funny was Cruella's sassy one-liners, like when she's going to the forest with Henry, she said, "Oh, it smells like, oh, there's so much dirt around here and stuff that smell like dirt." I'm like, and then she apparently has a boyfriend in Underbrook, and that is David's brother James, and she's all flirting with him and says, "Have a drink like a good boy," and he's like, "Oh, mommy's needs a little affection." I'm like, oh my god, this is so funny. And um also Henry's dealing with a lot, and this kind of annoyed me a bit because it kind of goes back to season 3 in Neverland when all he wanted to do was be a hero, and that's what made him give his heart to Peter Pan, and now he wants to be the hero again. So I'm like, didn't you learn your lesson the first time? So Charming goes to have a talk with him because they all think he's being a typical teenager, which I'm like, couldn't you tell that there's something wrong with Henry? Shouldn't his moms be helping him? And Henry then um he then decides to reveal to everyone that he found the author's pen, and reveals that what it can do, because the sorcerer told him that, unlike in Storybook, when Henry asked if he can bring someone back to life, meaning his dad, he couldn't. But in Underbrook, the pen has different powers. So he tells that instead of writing Cruella's story or changing it, he's gonna write Hades' story as is. So then that way they'll get some sort of sense on what Hades' weakness is, so they can get out of Storybook. And what we learn in the last 5 minutes is that when Hades looks through the pages, that he apparently knows Zelena. So Zelena is his weakness, and apparently for the previews next week, Wicked is back. So I'm betting you that's going to be a way better episode than this one. And it seems like from the previews for next week, they know each other in the past, and it seems like Zelena's a bit hesitant to tell Robin Hood and Regina how she knows Hades, or what did Hades do to her. So I'm kind of wondering, could Hades possibly be the father of Zelena's baby? I'm not sure, but hopefully we'll get some answers next week. So I hope you guys enjoyed this recap on the Brothers Jones episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this recap, and hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Once Upon a Time. Remember, like, subscribe, and remember, stay regal. Oh, before I forget, if you want to see Once Upon a Time, it is on Sundays, 8 p.m. on ABC. So for the second time, like, subscribe, and remember, stay regal.